And greetings! Welcome to another edition of STO World. This is episode number 2. It's great to be alive, and today we are talking about the Chimera Destroyer, the lifetime subscription sale, and the veteran rewards, the various veteran rewards that you now get instantly if you subscribe as a lifetime member of Star Trek Online. Tony here with you, and we're here for yet another great episode. And I had a lot of requests for different topics for me to cover, and I will get to those as much as I possibly can and as soon as I can. But I did want to bring this up because this Chimera Destroyer is absolutely awesome, and I am here broadcasting to you from the lobby, the lounge, I guess the crew lounge of the USS Primo Victoria, which is the name of my new Chimera Destroyer. And of course, I'm a lifetime member, have been for 2.5 years. And so I was able to instantly get the Chimera Destroyer. Now, really quick, I'm going to give you my configuration of this ship. And it's an STF config like I normally do, but it works great all around in the game. And I'm just kind of chilling here in the lobby. You see the new Link floor trophy kind of sitting behind me. You see a Latinum slip trophy, an Orion accolade trophy. Then over here you got the Jem'Hadar accolade trophy, and then the Hirogen. So sitting down here in the lounge, and just want to sit here and talk about this ship and talk about the lifetime veterans rewards, because they are all very, very cool. There's a lot of great stuff that you get, and we're gonna go check this out here really quick. I'm gonna go to my browser here, looking at the veteran rewards here, and this is what you get. Now, if you are a subscriber, you have to wait the length of time to receive these awards, but if you are a lifer, you get all of it right away. And many people, big debate, a lot of people angry, and some people happy about, a lot of people angry that have been in the game for a couple years saying, this is ridiculous because we had to wait. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. If someone's going to be a lifetime subscriber, number one, they are going to be diehard, full-on in the game. They are going to be bought in. And lifetime subscribers help keep this game alive that you have been a part of and obviously invested in. So, I actually would be happy to see a lot more lifetime members. And if this is what brings them in, you know what? I'm happy with that, and I can deal with that. And, I was at my just shy of my 900 days. But, you know what? Me personally, I didn't mind getting the Starship material, the uniform variant, and the free full respec. Now, I have a ton of respecs because my skill specs are pretty much where I want them, but I was happier. I was as happy as can be to get the new Chimera Heavy Destroyer. And maybe if I decide to play KDF at some point, I would get the Klingon version of this ship. So really, really cool stuff. But these are the rewards that you do get. If you're not a lifetime member, this is what you get. So if you right away you will get these benefits, or if you subscribe, then obviously this is the amount of time up here, the amount of days that you would have to wait to get these items. So for example, your 100-day reward, you get an accolade and a title, a free costume piece, which is the alternate future variant badge, which is what I use on all of my characters, a 2% skill point and officer skill point boost, and a free full respec. 200-day rewards, you get the redoubtable title, you get an extra ship slot. Now, one great thing Cryptic did, and I was very, very happy to see this, because obviously I'm at the ship slot limit, but in the past, when I would hit my actual veteran status to get my ship slots, it wouldn't give them to me because of the fact that I was already at the limit. But now, if you are at the limit, you get your extra ship slot. So say if the limit, I don't know what the limit is. I forget what it is. Maybe 30, 38, 34, whatever it is. Say if you're at 34 slots and that's the limit that Cryptic doesn't allow, then guess what? You get 35 because you hit your veteran reward. You get a free costume piece, which is a special veteran uniform option. It's kind of cool. A 3% skill point, officer skill point boost. And then 300 days, you get a free ship firework emote, 4% skill point, officer skill point boost, a free character slot, and a Dauntless title. 400 days, the Valiant accolade. You get a respec, access to the captain's table, which, if you don't know where that's at, it's just outside of Earth's space dock. A vanity ship, which is a captain's yacht, which I really don't use because I have so many other ships. And, the 5% skill point boost. At 500 days, you get the Jupiter uniform variant, which I think is really cool. If you have the Jupiter pack, this goes great with that. And you'll see I am wearing it when I go back to the lounge. An extra ship slot, a title, and the shoulder cape for the KDF. 600 days, you get another respec, a couple extra costume slots, Vice Admiral ship token. Not a really, the 600 days I'm not a big fan of. I was actually a bigger fan when they gave you the, I guess whatever they called them now, not fleet marks, but I don't know, whatever it was back then. There was a special currency before they came out with dilithium. You ended up getting that, but you don't get that anymore. 700 days, you get an android bridge officer, which that is just beyond awesome and completely probably my favorite. Besides the ship, my favorite reward. The impressive title, the skill point boost to your team, and obviously the free character slot. 800 days, you get the vigilant title, the free little Magato unique duty officer assignment. And then 900 days, the exclusive starship material, which is cool. A uniform variant, which is what I'm wearing. Free full respec in the Guardian title. Then, of course, 1,000, you get the ship. So you're looking at me right now. I'm wearing the gold respec. And this is also the Jupiter variant, the Jupiter veteran variant, which you get for your rewards as well, and an alternate future badge. So some great stuff here that you do get from, that you actually do get from the veteran rewards. Now, let's talk about the ship, man. And, I'll tell you what, the ship is awesome. It's probably my favorite ship that I've ever used in this game. So if you aren't a lifetime member and it's worth it to you, and you play this game quite a bit, because many people ask, is this worth it? Is the lifetime subscription worth it? Well, how often are you going to play the game? If you're a casual player, maybe free to play is the way to go. If you are not a casual player, and maybe you want some perks and benefits, but you really don't care about getting those rewards, you don't want to, you don't want to pay the lifetime sub fee, then yeah, subscription's the way to go. But really, honestly, if you play this game a lot, then the lifetime subscription is where you want to be, because I'll tell you what, there are a lot of rewards. In my opinion, it's very rewarding. You get a stipend for the Zen store, and you get a lot of really cool stuff with that. So I'm going to leave a ship interior. This is the Temple Bridge, which I have for this specific ship. I have a different bridge for each ship that I do have in the game, and you're kind of checking out my officers and taking a little tour around the bridge here. But I'm going to leave the bridge here really quick, because I am going to go over, yes, I'm going to go over and show you what the ship looks like and my configuration. Before we do get into this ship doing an STF, yes, we're going to do Khitomer Accord Space Elite with the USS Primo Victoria, the new Chimera class destroyer. And it's great because this Chimera class is outstanding. So we're here in Earth orbit. Yes, yet again, here we go. And some people think it's an ugly ship. I not as big a fan of the deflector. It kind of looks like the little smiley face that you would use when chatting with somebody. But you know what? It's a pretty cool ship. I do like it. This was actually a ship submitted by somebody for the Design the Next Enterprise contest, and they used it. And it's a cool design. I'm down with it. If you're looking closely at it, I have the veteran ship exclusive starship material, which you get at 900 days. And overall, it's a nice ship, quad nacelles, and the works. So checking out what I have going on here. Now, somebody was asking me, why do you put an NX class if it's at the class title? Like, for example, why is it not an NX class and an USS Chimera? Well, you know what? Any new ship in the game, I have this weird, tendency to put an NX next to the prefix, and then NCC when obviously it's not so new anymore. So it's just a Trek feeling thing that I like to do. And so you see the ship, you're checking out what it has going on, and it has some cool features and some cool stuff. So let's go to my ship configuration. And this is something different that I've done, a little bit different, but anyhow, we're looking at my ship configuration. And before I do that, I'm actually gonna add a, whatever you want to call it, another deuterium surplus. So, check it out. Now, this ship can equip cannons. It's got the qualities of a cruiser, and it has the maneuverability of an escort, and you can equip it with cannons. So you can check it out, you know, just based on my skills and, you know, all that stuff here. But, you know, this is what the base hull is pretty good. You can go on the website to find that out. And this is what I have going on as far as resistances and, you know, things like that. So, all that cool stuff. So, well, let's check it out here really quick. So this, it's basically an escort slash, it's an escort with cruiser hit points almost, but it's got some cool stuff you can do to it. Now, check this out. So this is what I have it armed with. I have it armed with probably one of my typical escort configurations. In fact, this is pretty much almost the exact configuration I have on... Oh, actually, I don't have this configuration. Actually, I use this on my multi-vector assault ship, or both of those, for that matter. And I got, you know, your quantum torpedoes now. I don't really craft weapons anymore. I get the Borg salvages from the STF, so that's why I get all the Borg weapons. And STFing is still a major addiction for me. So I have, obviously, a quantum torpedo launcher up front. And obviously, many of you people saying, oh, the quad cannons are terrible. But you know what? They did up the damage in them. So they are somewhere now damaging between the regular dual cannons and the heavy cannons. But I like them. They look cool. And they're a Trek nostalgic thing that I like to have on my escorts. If I was a PvPer, I probably wouldn't use them. But, you know, it's STF. It's PvE. That's why I use them. A dual phaser beam bank, Mark 12, with the, you know, obviously the Borg version. And then a dual heavy cannon up front. Now, for my set, I'm using a Mako set. Mako Mark 12. Obviously, as many of you may or may not know, it's got the graviton pulse beam. And you have the magnetoplasma relays, which helps and aids with power transfer as you check out. So, obviously, your power transfer, recharge speed, and your power insulators. And then, obviously, the Mako shield. Now, what I did for this ship, now, none of my escorts, see, here's the thing. I've always debated phaser beam arrays on the rear or turrets on the rear. And all of my escorts, besides this ship here, have phaser beam arrays because they're a little more powerful. Now, you can't use them to fire forward, so you get a little bit less DPS firing forward. But I wanted this ship to be just like a full-blown DPS machine up front. And so when I'm firing cannon scatter volley and other crazy stuff at ships, you know what? I have the forward ability of the turrets. And here is another quantum torpedo launcher Mark 12. So that's what I have for this ship. For my devices, I got some heavy phaser satellite turrets, which you can craft or you can make in a DOF mission aboard your engineering, on your engineering deck. The weapons batteries, and then, of course, deuterium surplus for some extra maneuverability when I'm not using evasive maneuvers. Now, for your consoles, now this comes with an exclusive console that can only be used on this ship. It is called a Universal Dynamic Tactical System. And what this does, when you are in tactical mode, plus 30 starship targeting systems and plus 5 weapons power, and it disables the regenerative mode, because you do have a regenerative mode, which has a tachyon inversion beam that basically helps up your shields. It sucks the shields of the enemy onto your ship and gives you more shield power. And then obviously in tactical mode you have the phaser lotus. So, and to kind of switch from this to this, I'll show you really quick. This is pretty cool. You hit this button down here, and this is what it does. It switches to tactical mode, and oh, that's what it looks like. And these emitters right here is where the phaser lotus comes out. Then if you want to switch it back, you go back to regenerative mode where you can use the tachyon inversion beam. And I will demonstrate this, the use of this, in the Khitomer Accord Space Elite that you will be watching me play while using this ship. So going back to the configuration, so we're going back to consoles. I have in the engineering slot, I got the Universal Dynamic Tactical System. I have a neutronium alloy, which is great. You get the kinetic resistance and the energy damage resistance. And then I have a hull plating Tetraburnium hull armor, plasma tetran, polaron, anti-proton resistance. And that's my engineering slot. Gives you some resistances, especially against the Borg. So you get plasma resistance with this console plus with the Mako shield. Down here, science consoles. I have a field generator. Gives you some extra shield capacity. And as with every ship, I do have a universal assimilated module. Gives you extra weapon power settings, critical chance, critical severity percentages, and obviously your graviton generators. They ups those a little bit as well. Tactical console is very simple. I'm using phasers, so I'm using phaser relays for 3 of the slots, and then with the quantum torpedoes, I have a quantum chamber, 0-point quantum chamber console down here. So that's the configuration for my Chimera heavy destroyer. And I'll tell you what, I really like this ship. This is a great ship, and this is a great reward for people that have subscribed to the game, and for lifetime subscribers, a great perk. This is definitely a killer ship. Might be a tad on the ugly side, but you know what? I couldn't care less about that. When I'm blowing stuff away in an STF, you will see why I don't care that it's on a tad bit on the ugly side. But I do have some future videos on this ship that I'm going to put up. This STF's basic action. I will put those in future episodes, but you know what? Congrats to the devs. I'll tell you what, you guys hit the nail on the head, and you're right on the money using this and making this ship and giving this to us players that have really supported the game very well with a subscription or with a lifetime membership. So with that, we're going to go to Khitomer Accord Space Elite. So you get a walkthrough, plus you get a demonstration of just how well the Chimera class destroyer works. And I'll tell you what, you're in for a treat. So here, we're going to check out Khitomer Accord Space Elite. All right, and here we are, Khitomer Accord Space Elite, as you are watching right now, and teaming up with the guys from Battle Fleet Olympus, all of our fellow fleet members, some of them. And you got Zircon in the time ship, Alex and Cobra in the Galaxy X. You see Empok, Tarak, he is in the Klingon ship. And then, of course, is Fearless, which is Sky. And I don't know what kind of ship he's in. So, but anyhow, Khitomer Accord Space Elite. I'm going to go over how the STF is run while you watch my ship attack this cube in the beginning. So, Khitomer Accord Space Elite is very simple. The start of it, you blow this tactical cube up, and then when you get done, you have 2 sides. You have a gate on either side, and you have the nanite transformers and the nanite generators, very similar to what you see in the infected Space Elite. So the object is this. There's a gate, the transwarp gate. You see that little rotating circle on my right? That is a transwarp gate, okay? And after we blow this thing up, you see the gates over there. But that gate in the middle, there are probes that come out of the transwarp gate. You have to prevent the probes from getting through that transwarp gate. So what you do is you have to have one guy defend on the right, one guy defend on the left. And basically their job is to, basic job is to defend the probes. Now, if you have a good enough ship, you can take out a cube solo. I mean, I've done it before. I know some other people have done it. But you gotta take out a cube solo, and you just witnessed me also a moment ago use the tachyon inversion beam for my shields on that tactical cube, because I was in regeneration mode. So just switched over to attack mode. As you saw, that's what the ship looks like in attack mode. So, but anyhow, you obviously have to destroy everything within the allotted time to get optional. So right now, obviously, just like in Infected, we're both destroying generators, and then we're going to go for the transformers. Now, here's a great thing. This ship is great. So you have the regeneration mode, which adds power to your shields and starship insulators, and you have a tachyon inversion beam. Then when you go to attack mode, you have what's called a phaser lotus, which if you see those like yellowish, orangish emitters that appear when you go into attack mode, it looks like a bunch, when you shoot it off, it looks like a bunch of phaser spinal lancers that, say, the Galaxy X has, and they shoot everywhere. I mean, anybody that's within 10 kilometers, it shoots at all of them. Very, very cool weapon, definitely. So, here you attack the cube. Again, after you destroy 2 nanite generators, then you obviously attack the cube up above. as you see. Then obviously after that you go and blow up the rest of the generators in the transformer. And that's how you basically, and you have to do that 4 times, obviously, before you can, and twice for each gate. So, also you're checking out, if I don't remember if I mentioned it, but there is the Starship hull material, the Veteran, which I think is really cool. And, yeah, so let's talk about what I have armed on this ship. Go to your bottom. So you see there is a Universal Commander slot, a Universal Lieutenant Commander, and then there's a Universal Ensign, okay? So, first of all, and then you have a Commander Bridge Officer slot, Lieutenant Engineering, Lieutenant Science. Now, it's a tactical ship, so I am using the Lieutenant Commander spot for a tactical officer. And then to give a little bit extra engineering, I gave it to tank it a little bit. I gave the Ensign tactical slot an engineer. So what I have going on, Lieutenant Commander, you see attack shield subsystems. I got scatter volley 1, torpedo spread 3. My Ensign Universal is emergency power the shields 1. Then you go to my commander module, or my commander bridge officer station. I got tactical team 1, high yield torpedo high yield 2, phaser beam overload 3, and then I have cannon rapid fire 3 as well for the 4th spot. Engineering, my typical engineering team 1, and then of course you have reverse shield polarity 1, science is science team 1, and hazard emitters 2. And that's what I do. And the reason I do this, number one, I have torp spread 3 and beam overload 3, because you remember what I discussed before. I have the dual beam bank in the front, so that beam overload really helps with that beam attack, that dual beam attack. And then of course torp spread 3. I mean, you're attacking multiple enemies, especially in STFs. Great weapon, great ability to have. And then TAC Team 1. All this stuff really has its purpose. You know, when you're getting attacked by spheres and everything else, you have reverse shield polarity while they're attacking you. You can hang in a firefight just a little bit longer. So, and you're sitting here watching me do this. Now, over on the other side, you're not paying attention, but Fearless or Sky or Darren, whatever you want to call him, he is actually on the other side. Now, he's guarding probes, but what he's doing is he also takes on a cube by himself, and also takes on at least a couple of the transformer, or the nanite generators. So he actually helps the team by multitasking, and you know he's got a pretty good ship, so he's got a good grasp on the game. So he's got a ship that's capable of doing this. And here I am again attacking the cube, doing the same thing as we did on the other side. So, but anyhow, that's my setup. That's my bridge officer setup. And I'll tell you what, it's got like I said, it's got the hit points of a cruiser, but it also has the attack ability of an escort. And that's what's great about this ship. Now, one thing you don't want to do, whatever you do, just like Infected, don't get too close to the transwarp gate, because it will attack you. And when it does attack you, it's bad. It's bad times, because it puts out some lethal damage. So here we go. Just attacking the transformer, myself, Zircon, and Empok, getting this all set up, and then of course Alex and Cobra is doing the probes over there. Interestingly enough, too, what I would have liked, now here's some things I would have liked for this ship, and you know, maybe the devs will add it down the road, but I would have liked a unique bridge, similar to being a unique bridge for the Odysseys. I think that would have been cool. I think that you know, especially with a ship like this, 1,000 days, you get a lifetime sub. I'd love to see a bridge, and hopefully they come up with a bridge for this. Right now, I'm using. It's not the temple. It's a temple bridge, I think. So, from that bridge, from the cruiser bridge pack, whatever you want to call it. So, you know, overall, it's a nice ship. I like it, and it's actually one of my favorite ships in the game, if not my favorite right now. So again, to sit here now, you got to blow the gate up. Now, here's the thing: every time you blow up the nanite generators and the transformer on each side, an extra probe comes through. So, like for example, when you start off defending the probes, there are 2 originally on each side, but every time you blow a transformer, you get 1 more probe comes through, until there's 4. So he's defending 4 probes right now, which is nice. He's got like some science abilities there and things like that. And Zircon's obviously helping him out, getting the rest of these probes while he struggles. And Z will come over here probably and help me here in a second as well. So anyway, we're just kind of sitting here blowing up the gate, and you see them blowing up the probes. Sometimes if to ideally to defend the probes, and this is what I do. You can use an escort. It works out really well, but if you use a cruiser, make sure you have warp plasma, eject warp plasma, either 1, 2, or 3, because that will slow down the probes. You want to have at least one multi-vectored attack. There's the phaser lotus, as you see I'm launching there. You want one multi-vectored attack, so you want something like beam fire at will or torpedo spread. Now, I recommend either or both. Now, I run my Galaxy X. If I use that, I use both. So, just to give you a heads up. And, okay, and here's the thing that's cool. Anyway, you see me attacking here, and they're blowing up the rest of those probes, and I'll get some help here in a second. But, anyhow, you want to make sure that's how you defend the probes. Now, here's the thing. You lose optional. As you see in the upper right, you lose optional if one of those probes makes it through that transwarp gate, and you actually lose the STF, like the game's over, if 10 of them go through. Now, we're going to blow this gate up. Now, you're watching us. Now, obviously, Z and everybody else are coming over there to give me a hand. Once we blow up this gate, what will happen is this. We go to the other side. Some people like to take it down to 10%. I think that's silly. I never do that. It does work, but if you have good enough ships, you don't need to do that. But once you blow this up, when you go to the other side, you will see not only a ton of probes come through that one gate on the other side, but you will see a couple spheres that will give you a hard time. The strategy is this. You blow the gate. The 2 guys defending usually are the 2 guys that defend the entrance, the other side of the gate, defend against the spheres and the probes. Initially, like if you blow this up, everybody blows up the initial run through of probes and spheres that come through that gate. Then after that, 2 guys defend, the other 3 attack like normal. And that's a strategy that we use here. And we do end up getting optional. I think, I don't know, with like a minute left, I like to say. So what I'm going to do here is I'm blowing these up. And I'm going to blow up this gate. It's pretty much almost done. Give it here a couple seconds, and there we go. So now I'm going to go over, either help with any remaining probes, or, depending on how well these guys, like sometimes, I think these guys, they usually have a way of blowing everything up. I think they already did. I don't remember now. This is pre-recorded, so this was recorded a few days ago. And yeah, they're attacking. You see the spheres and the probes coming through. So I'm just going straight for the transformer, since those guys have a handle on that. Now, of course, these are all my fellow members of Battle Fleet Olympus, the fleet that I am a member of. So you can check us out, battlefleetolympus.com, if you want to join, get a hold of one of us in game. Get a hold of me, of course, at TWebster1977. And there we go. So I'm just attacking this transformer. I will get some assistance eventually, but see how they're using eject warp plasma. It really does a great job at slowing down the probes. Same thing works. The same thing you use in a cure. Like when you watch my video of the cure, watch the eject warp plasma, or even an earlier video with the Regent class, using that, and then of course the first video, episode 1, where I have the fleet escort with the theta radiation. So just sitting here, I'm attacking the transformer. And you just go, obviously, full out. Auto fire is great. There we go. So now I'm going to go to the other side. I'm just going to avoid everything else, because these guys pretty much have this handled. And I'm going to head on over to the other side. Because these guys... Because once you blow up the probes and the spheres, too, they don't all come through all at once. The interesting thing is when you blow 2 of them up, for example, if I blow up 2 probes and then it takes me a minute to blow up the next 2, well, they'll spawn in that a lot of time. So, again, when the first 2 spawn again, the other 2 will take a minute to spawn. So here we go. So Z and myself and Empok And here is the cube. Now, we ended up getting this done quick. You see, we only have like 3 minutes and 45 seconds, but we really go hardcore and actually get this done. Very nice. So, again, blowing up the cube. And I also like to, some of the other things I like to do with this ship, I don't have any special consoles on it, simply because, besides the module, simply because it already has special abilities, and a Mako set, obviously, with the graviton beam. Now, as far as consumables go, I do have those heavy phaser turrets you get from the DOF missions. Those work out great as an extra hand when you're defending probes. And, well, we pretty much get this, actually get this done quick. I mean, usually an average team would probably take 3 minutes just to blow up the gate. And here's Fearless and I, Sky, whatever you want to call him. We are here attacking the gate. Or the transformer, for that matter. So, I always have those deuterium surpluses too, simply because they're great for if your evasive maneuvers, if it's not working properly. And I'm just shooting. I saw the Phaser Lotus again. I love that thing. It's actually, Phaser Lotus is great when you have enemies surrounding you, and it inflicts a ton of damage. It really does. It looks like a bunch of Phaser Spinal Lances from the Galaxy X is what it reminds me of, only it's like multi-vector directional. So if there's like 5 enemies, it will shoot at all 5 enemies all at once. And we do a pretty good job. We get the gate down a lot quicker than you thought. Plus, if a lot of these guys, you know, I did ask them, I did tell them to watch the probes. You're gonna see me type that in here. But those guys ended up destroying them all. Now, when you destroy the gate, too, you want to get to its side at least 9 kilometers away. Otherwise, it will attack you. And the gate is, I can tell you, the gate is pretty powerful. I mean, it used to one-hit, one-kill you. I don't know if it still can do that, but hey, like 3-4 shots, I don't care how many hull platings you have, hit points, it will literally just take your ship out. Especially being in an escort. Maybe not so much as much in a cruiser. Cruisers are more tanked, but you see where we're going. Now you can tell Sky's kind of similar configuration I do as far as his BOF setup. Again, he's probably got scatter volley, dual beam bank, quantums. And we actually take this out. Maybe there wasn't a minute left, but we got the optional. Good team can usually get it done, you know, within a minute to 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Now here's the thing: if you're close to getting the gate down and the probes just come through, just go after the gate, because the probes take a while to go through, and plus, once you blow the gate up, you have optional whether something goes through the gate or not. There we go. So just a few seconds to spare. 15 seconds to spare. Now to get your optional drop, it's right above that middle gate. You'll see. And you just usually go over and destroy the rest of whatever's here. Then after this, you get to take on Dinatra. Dinatra's, you take on her warbird, per se. Now here's the thing with Dinatra's warbird. You have to stay 5 kilometers away, because if you don't stay 5 kilometers away, what happens is she will cloak. But if you stay over 5 kilometers and just keep shooting her and stay out of her range, now she can still shoot you, but she will not cloak. There she is. She's driving an assimilated Borg assimilated Romulan Scimitar, Riemann Scimitar attack ship. And there I am shooting her. You usually want to go behind her or from the side and shoot her from that direction. Her shields do regenerate. But she has 3 probes. There I am with the graviton beam. She has 3 probes, tractor probes, that can incapacitate you. Now, if she shoots you, here's the thing that's crazy. If she shoots you, she launches this ridiculous volley of torpedoes. Now, if you're tanked well enough, you can usually overcome it. Like she's shooting at me right now. Well, here's a little torpedo spread for you. And then, obviously, reverse shield polarity. And there you go. So we got this going on here. And I'm kind of running away for now. But when she does decloak, I'm going to tell you right now, you will see, remember in Star Trek Nemesis where you had those Thalaron beams, you saw the wings spread out? Well, she does that. So when she decloaks, you do not want to be within range and in front of her because you will be instantly destroyed by the Thalaron radiation. So that's something that you really want to look into because that will definitely happen. Now check this out. So here she is again. And I'm far enough away from her. But I'm trying to get around the other side of her so that way I don't have to be within range of her blowing my ship up. And here we go. So check this out. We have... You can go above or below. I usually go above. And I'll tell you what. If she launches an attack on you, it's bad freaking times, man. It is bad times. It really is. So check this out. Here we go. You can see the plasma affecting me. She did hit me with a bunch of torpedoes, by the way, in case you didn't see that. I was hit by a bunch of torpedoes. Oh, look at that. See it? Now, luckily, I have some good hull platings on this ship, and I'm able to hit hazard emitters while she was hitting me. So it didn't completely annihilate my ship. But, again, a normal escort it probably would, but this escort or destroyer, whatever you want to call it, does have some properties of the... Of a cruiser, so the hit points of a cruiser also helps, and then obviously the neutronium alloys. And of course, Sky is healing my shields. Thank you, sir. And here we go. So you're looking over here, you see the Denatra Warbird. Again, zooming in on it. It does take us a little while to do this. So, but once you blow it up, you know, it is kind of intimidating when you first do this. So when you first do Khitomer Accord Space Elite, and I never really did many STFs before they revised them. Denatra's Warbird can be tough. So check this out. Here we go. You see us attacking and coming after everything. And oh, look at that. Look at this. See, just attacking the Warbird, just pummeling it with torpedoes and anything else you can think of. Look at this Phaser Lotus, which you saw attack the probe and attack the Warbird coming through. And here we go. So we're almost done. She's about to blow up, about to decimate this thing. And anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching. Have a good one. Episode 3 sometime next week. And again, thank you for watching STO World. Check out my fleet, battlefleetolympus.com. And we will see everybody sometime next week, if not sooner, with episode 3 of STO World. With that, take care. See you in the galaxy.